Hi, this is Sapphire of Sapphire Speaks, and this is your 2020 end of the year message. And this has been a rough one, guys, but it's been great as well because we've learned a lot about ourselves, right? Okay, so I'll give you your message and then I'll show you the cards that were pulled at the end of this video. So a lot of what I'm feeling is that we have been in this tug of war with ourselves. We've had this narcissistic, abusive relationship with ourselves that's been reflected in the things it is that we're doing. So we are taking steps, but we're also pulling back. We are showing love, but then we are also afraid of receiving love. We are putting in the effort, and then we are having this inside conversation with ourselves about, I'm not deserving of what's happening. I'm not deserving of this. Am I deserving of this? Am I allowing it to unfold? Why am I not seeing my steps? Why is this not paying off? This narcissistic relationship that seems to be manifesting in everything it is that we're doing, whether it's relationships with ourselves, with our jobs, with the people that we love, with the just the outside world. There's this narcissistic relationship, this unhealthy thing that is showing us that I'm not deserving. It's showing us whatever it is that you feel inside, those understandings, those deep ingrained thoughts. It's playing those things out right in front of your face. And so we've had to look at those situations, look at ourselves, look at those aspects of ourselves and heal. We can fight them all day long, but if you fight them, you're going to play this out in everything, every situation that you encounter. Because you can't run from yourself. You can't run from yourself. And so we're asking ourselves, what are we loyal to? What am I trying to create? What is it that I'm trying to bring forth? What this vision, this vision that we're trying to keep in the midst of this chaos that seems to be swirling all around us, in the midst of this pain, in the midst of, you know, things seeming to slip between our fingers, the happiness seeming to slip between our fingers. I knew it was this when I knew, no, no, this is what it was. No, this is what it was. It was happiness. It was joy. It was amazing. It was this, it was that. But as we start to live life, a lot of times we slip into those old habits, those old ways, those things that are ingrained in us. You know what? I can't possibly love or like this because it's supposed to look like this. And the way that this thing is showing me amazing love and amazing affection, the way that this thing is loving on me, I don't think that I'm able to step up to the plate or stand in those shoes. I know what success look like because I know what I want. I know what happiness looks like because I know what I want and I know what I want it to feel like, but I can't. Those shoes are huge. Those shoes are big. And so we step into that lower self. We step into that childlike state. We step into that part of ourselves in which we are incapable. I can't possibly do that. We wear the armor of what people have told us we are. We have been wearing the armor of what we knew ourselves to be. We have been wearing the armor of pain, of deception, of we have been wearing the armor of people that have told us we are not enough. We have been wearing the armor of people who have hurt us, who have caused us pain, who have shown us love the best way they knew how, and yet that love was not enough to fulfill us. Who you started this year off as and who you are now, you're no longer the same. And so those things that you've manifested into your life, if they are blessings, they are now becoming burdens if you have sat back into your sense of I am not deserving. If you have regressed into that lower self. And that's not a bad thing. This thing is coming in so that it can heal you, because in order for you to go to this next step, in order for you to go to this next level, in order for you to have that happiness, that thing it is that you want, need, and desire, you can't be that person. And so you've had to have boundaries. You've had to have boundaries. You've had to work on yourself. You've had to invest in yourself. You've had to let go of this bullshit part of yourself, this ego, this pride, this thing that is holding on to you. You've had to understand parts of yourself that you had a problem looking at. I don't understand why the thing that I want is resisting me. I don't understand why the thing it is that I need for my happiness is resisting me. And it's because you're resisting parts of yourself. This is a cycle. This is a cycle. Life comes in cycles and in waves. And there's a conclusion. You're going to, if you don't permanently shut that door, creation spirit, it's going to shut the door for you, because what you want wants you. You get to decide. That's the amazing thing about this life, is you decide what it is that you want, what cycle it is that you want to repeat. Do you want to keep repeating this cat and mouse game with yourself? Do you want to keep repeating this cycle of not stepping up? Because if you have stepped up inside of yourself, then this thing has not stepped up to be what it is that you need. You are going to bump heads constantly, constantly, until you decide to either submit to the thing it is that you don't want, or to stand up and be the person that you are already are. And part of us are telling ourselves that we can't possibly fit those shoes. You have fit those shoes. How much more shit do you want to go through? How much more shit do you feel like you need to go through in order for you to have the thing it is that you want? You've seen that glimpse of happiness. That's for you to continuously work on yourself, continuously know that it is possible, it is there, you can have this. It is not something that is fleeting. Although the world is telling you that it's fleeting, haven't you received joy and success and healing and love and all of those things in the midst of chaos? What does your gratitude look like? What does your day-to-day gratitude look like? Are you saying words like I think? Because when we say things like I think, are you changing your definitions? When we say things like I think, or possibly, or things of that sort, you start to plant seeds with doubt. So your whole definition should be I know. It doesn't mean that you're not confident at times. It doesn't mean that you're not afraid. It doesn't mean that when you go in front of, or before, or you jump off the cliff to your dreams or whatever, that you're not nervous about the thing it is that you're doing. It's what do you deserve? I know I deserve happiness beyond all. I know that I've put in the work. I know. I know. I know. And the scariest thing it is to do is to allow yourself to surrender to the thing it is that you want to, because there's always that inkling, that doubt, that that inkling of fear that I'm not worthy of it. I'm not worthy of it. I've done some things in my life that I'm not happy about, but haven't everyone? Hasn't everyone? We've all done some things. We're human. We're human. We're spiritual beings having a very human experience. And so your life is going to be messy. It's not going to be clean. You're not going to be perfect in everything it is that you do. It's not going to look like this unscathed. If you are a person who has never went through any hurt or any pain or any this or any that, then how can you be someone who tells somebody else who has gone through all of those things that they can make it? And so it's to not allow those things that you have been through in your past to define who you are now. What is your definition? What is the narrative that you are telling yourself? And why do you continue to tell yourself this narrative and this story and this definition over and over again when you have shown yourself to be more than? What's not for you? come to the edge. Jump into your dreams. Jump into a life of worthiness. Jump into a life. Embrace it. Embrace your worthiness. Embrace your passions. Embrace the things it is that make you laugh. You know what? Life is not going to be 100% happy go lucky all the fucking time, but you do know how to enjoy the time that you have. People are leaving this earth, and they're leaving this earth with regrets. And it's not just the situation that's going on around us, it's the situations that are going on within people. They are leaving this earth regretting the fact that they didn't get the chance to say that they love someone, that they didn't get the opportunity to step up to the plate to be what it is that they should have been, or they wanted to be, or they could have been. They are leaving the earth with regrets. Why? Why? Why should you? This chaos, this confusion, this cycle, this heaviness is pulling, this push and pull, this push and pull. Your dreams are calling you. Your dreams are telling you to step out. Your dreams are saying that you can have everything it is that you want, need, and desire, but you have been so dealing with this heaviness, dealing with this thing. This does not look the way that it's supposed to be. I'm doing all the things that I'm supposed to be doing. I'm taking the steps. I'm investing what it is that I should invest into, what it is I should invest it into. I'm investing into myself. I'm taking the steps. I'm doing. You've done enough. You've done enough. You've done enough. Allow your enough to be enough. Allow your enough to be your enough. And every day, put your best foot forward. Step up to the fucking plate. You want to see something change? You do something different every day. You want to see change in the things it is that are surrounding you. You do something different every day. And if this thing never steps up to you, you get it the fuck out of your life. And that's just that. We've been doing things by the book. There are some of us who are, when we get in certain situations, we become the people we always were. Instead of stepping up to the plate or being that person that we have stepped up to the plate to be. You've known yourself to be this way as a daughter, but you're grown now. And so you step up to the plate to be that woman that you always were. That woman that you have been working on. You've only known yourself to be this way at work as an employee. But all of these things in this job has been putting things into place so that you can become a business owner, an entrepreneur. And so you step up every time, even if you are on the clock, you are stepping up every day to be this entrepreneur, because the more that you step into that place and into that position, the more that they are going to recognize you for who you are and either promote you, or you are going to decide to relieve yourself of this position. There's a conclusion. This is There's an end of a cycle. This cycle is trying to close, and it's closing with chaos. It's closing with you feeling heavy because you are tugging. There's a tug of war between yourself and what it is that you want. When I was a child, I spoke as a child, and when I became a man, I put those childish things away. How can you, as a husband, as a wife, as a friend, as a lover, as a child, as an adult daughter, as an adult son, still be childish, still be less than, when you have put all those steps into place, when you have worked on yourself, when you have been hard at work on yourself, when you have been doing all the things that you can? It's time for us to understand that some of those things that we have been doing have been so ingrained into us. We only know life as a certain way. We only know how to do things a certain way. I only know this is all I know. Nobody has to deal with that shit. And that's not to say that we should not have people in our lives who make space for us. No, but at some point in time, you have to stop being the victim. And I say this so importantly to myself, because the narrative that I was telling myself was one of victim. I told this narrative of victim so much until I could not see my own steps. I could not see the things it is that I was creating. I could not see the happiness in my day to day life. I could not see the happiness in the life that I was creating. I could not see the happiness that I was pouring into my kid. I was sitting in my fear of I can't possibly when I've already done it. And there's so many of us who have already been exceptional people. Yeah, you it's not going to be 100%. You're not going to be without flaws. And you keep telling yourself there's some things I just can't fuck up on. There's some things that I just can't, and absolutely get it. But the more that you hold on to this thing, the more that you put yourself into this situation of the thing it is that you don't want to happen is the very thing that's going to happen. And so we become abusers. We become narcissists to ourselves and to those around us, to our world. Speaking this narcissistic, fucked up as view, and then putting ourselves back in the situation of victim. Close this fucking cycle. Walk away from this bullshit. You have learned boundaries. You have learned how to be better than. You have learned how to celebrate yourself. You have learned that even in the midst of chaos, there is absolute beautiful creation. Come to the edge. Step out of this chaos. Step back. Step into a place of gratitude. Step into a place of realizing that what you want wants you. What you want wants you. And if it's resisting you, let it the fuck go. Your 2021 is going to be full of amazing surprises. It's filled with amazing surprises. But if we are sitting in our lower selves, if we are sitting in this victim mentality, if we are sitting in this victim mode, it's going to be very hard to receive it. And there's this possibility of receiving absolutely everything that you want and fucking fumbling it because you have decided that you are not loyal to the thing it is that you asked for in the first place. So there needs to be an understanding of yourself, an understanding of yourself, an understanding of the situation, an understanding of what you want, defining your vision, defining your goals, defining your dreams, defining what success looks like for you, whether it's in a home, whether it's in your kid, whether it's whatever it is that you want to. We are not embracing ourselves, and I get it because this part of ourselves in 2020 has uprooted. It's shown us these deeply rooted fears. It has turned our happiness into some bullshit. And so you're pushing this thing away. There's this need to step out of this space. Step out of this space. Whatever you want wants you. You've put in enough work. Allow your dreams to come to you. This by the book situation. This is what I saw my mom do in a home. This is what I saw my dad do in a home. If this shit is not for you, if this is not how the fuck you want your life to go, I suggest you find a way that is for you. Because you will recreate the thing it is that you are running from, that you are desiring not to have. So your 2020 has been heavy, but you are absolutely capable of making it way more than. You are making you are absolutely capable of making your vision, your next chapter, this next cycle. This There are things that are happening. There are things that are coming into There are things that are the things it is that you wanted, needed, and desire are coming into play. You have to decide whether or not you decide to be the child or you become man enough to handle the thing it is that you want. So I am Sapphire of Sapphire Speaks. I hope this message reached you well. If you have any questions, by all means, reach out to me, DM me at on IG at Only One Sapphire. As always, it's been a pleasure.